public safety concerns.
We have FIFA coming up. We know that the provincial government has allowed the last call to go to 4 a.m.
Impaired driving, drug charges, and cases of intimate partner violence, the focus at Windsor Police Services board meeting. Building resilience.
The first thing they need to do is sign up. So if you don't sign up, you don't even find out what things are available.
How small local businesses can source Canadian-made alternatives. And preserving nature's future.
It just made a lot of sense that it should be open to the public.
A generous private donation of 150-acre wetland becomes Amherstburg's newest conservation area.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. Several public safety concerns came up at today's Windsor Police Service board meeting, and officers are warning drivers and pedestrians to make safer choices on local roads, pointing to a sharp rise in impaired driving and a string of fatal crashes. CTV's Sanjay Maru joins us now. Was there earlier today. You're here with us in studio, Sanjay. Now, Windsor's not hosting the World Cup, but officers are still issuing a warning ahead of it.
Yeah, that's right, Stephanie. Anticipation is building for one of the world's biggest sporting events less than a month away, but with it comes big concern over impaired driving. The province is temporarily allowing licensed bars and restaurants to serve alcohol until 4 a.m. from June 11th to July 19th so fans can gather during the tournament. And Windsor police say that rule change comes as the number of drivers accused of getting behind the wheel after consuming alcohol or drugs has spiked sharply over the past year.
We have FIFA coming up. We know that the provincial government has allowed the last call to go to 4 a.m.
With the World Cup now 3 weeks away, Windsor police are eyeing the tournament with both excitement and concern. Police say alcohol-impaired driving is up 84%, while drug-impaired driving is up 233% compared to this time last year.
As far as the drug arrests, we've increased our complement of drug recognition officers. They're specially trained to recognize that somebody's impaired by drugs. So I think that the sharp increase we've seen there is due to our DRE program.
The border also factoring into the numbers. Police say about 1/3 of local impaired driving offenses involve people crossing back into Canada after spending time in the U.S. In those cases, CBSA officers may spot signs of impairment at the border before Windsor police take over the arrest. With last call set to be extended during the World Cup, police say ride programs are not being limited to late nights or holidays.
We're not just doing ride programs at the Christmas season. We're trying to spread them out throughout the year.
Police are also raising concerns after 3 fatal pedestrian collisions in Windsor in just 1 month. Deputy Police Chief Ken Cribley says all 3 happened after dark on multi-lane roads and with the pedestrian crossing mid-block or outside a marked crosswalk.
It seems like simple messaging, use a crosswalk. As far as drivers, the messaging is also clear, especially after the sun goes down. Again, be aware of your surroundings.
Meanwhile, Windsor police say intimate partner violence is showing mixed trends. Assaults are down 20% from last year, but charges for breaking release conditions in those cases are up 15%. Cribley says some breaches are being flagged by the bail compliance unit, while others come from victims calling police.
It can be a scary time for a victim of something like this, and a lot of times there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of anxiety and uncertainty.
The issue also surfacing in Thursday's police board package, which shows a University of Windsor special constable remains suspended while facing IPV-related assault and private communications charges. CTV News requested more details on the alleged offenses from police and the university, but both declined to comment on specifics. And when it comes to impaired driving, police say their message is simple. Plan ahead before drinking, hitch a ride with someone who is sober, or call a cab. They're also requesting people to call police if they see someone driving erratically, saying many impaired driving arrests begin with a tip from the public. Stefanie.
Okay, Sanjay Mara with our top story tonight. Thank you, Sanjay. In other news, 3 workers were treated after a fire inside the former NEMAC plant in West Windsor this morning, including 1 person taken to hospital for smoke inhalation. Windsor fire crews were called out to the old auto parts plant on GN Booth Drive just after a construction-related fire broke out inside the building. Fire officials say early reports suggest sparks from a welding torch ignited plastic material below a cutting area. The building was evacuated and crews had to bring in heavy machinery to help reach the fire buried inside stored materials. The Ministry of Labor has been identified and notified. Drivers may want to hold off until tomorrow before filling up their tanks. Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTague says prices at the pump are set to tumble on Friday, in some regions dropping 9 cents. McTague says any relief could be short-lived as volatility continues.
The reality is that the world's missing 1.6 billion barrels of oil. What does that mean? That's the equivalent of not anyone using any form of oil for a full 16 days anywhere in the world. So it's very serious, and it means that gas prices could go up, not as much, but we could see a scenario where Saturday it goes up 2-3 cents a liter, Sunday another 2-3 cents a liter, before we go back to this sort of roller coaster, this yo-yo of up and down based on the last musings, the last jawboning of unnamed sources in the White House or wherever.
And if you'll be burning some gas to drive through the tunnel, a reminder, declare your cash. This after CBSA officials say a Canadian-bound traveler from the U.S. had to hand over nearly $35,000 they did not declare. They say the money is suspected to be proceeds of crime. Any amount over 10,000 Canadian dollars must be declared when entering Canada. Now, on the other side of the tunnel, a major chapter in Detroit history is now officially closed. A federal judge has formally closed Detroit's historic bankruptcy case more than a decade after the city filed for Chapter 9 protection in the year 2013. The bankruptcy helped Detroit wipe out around $7 billion in debt while restructuring another $3 billion. City leaders say the move freed up millions for services and helped pave the way for balanced budgets, credit rating upgrades, and long-term financial stability. And now the man credited by many with helping lead Detroit out of bankruptcy is stepping away from Michigan's governor's race. Former Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan says he's suspending his independent campaign, blaming what he calls an increasingly toxic political climate. Duggan says rising gas prices and growing anger over President Trump's handling of the economy and the war with Iran have shifted the political landscape. The former Democrat says he no longer sees a realistic path to victory. Meantime, new data shows more and more Canadians are avoiding travel to that side of the river. According to Statistics Canada, March saw Canadian returns from the U.S. drop by 6.4% compared to March of 2025, marking the 15th straight month of year-over-year decline. Meantime, in the same month, Americans made 1.3 million trips to Canada, a boost of 4.4%. However, Canadians haven't stopped traveling, making 1.6 million returns from overseas trips in March, a 3.5% increase. Now, steps are being taken to teach business owners and industries how they can land government contracts under the federal government as it pushes its Buy Canadian policy. As CTV's Bob Belichico shows us, they are leading by example and continuing to push sparked by the trade war with the United States.
Not as much as it was a while ago, but there's still quite a few people that are firm on it that still like to buy Canadian.
Fred Buzite is always looking to buy Canadian first, but some things aren't in season.
Right now, certain things are not coming out of Canada. No blueberries, no strawberries, no cherries, no corn, no fruit. So we have to import all that.
Agriculture falls into the CUSMA Free Trade Agreement. However, the ongoing trade war and upcoming CUSMA negotiations cast uncertainty on the sector.
You're making decisions now that will dictate what happens next year. So it's any intel that we can garner, we're happy to receive it.
Probably about 60 to 70% of what we grow does go to the U.S. Love the fact that the industries, the chambers here are really looking at ways to promote Canadian grown.
An information session was held today at the Chichara Club, hosted by the Windsor Essex Chamber of Commerce. There are demands in certain fields, and the government is trying to facilitate Canadian companies executing successful bids.
We're doing events like today, making sure that the right businesses are in the room and hearing from the right people at the federal level to ensure that those dollars flow to Windsor Essex.
Liberal Senator Sandra Pupatello says the government is procuring $300 billion a year.
It could be a service contract. So once the building is built, they could do maintenance, they could do electrical support, they could do IT support from anywhere in the country for a project that's in Vancouver.
The first thing they need to do is sign up. So if you don't sign up, you don't even find out what things are available.
The Buy Canada website is where to go to register, and businesses can check off all the services they can provide.
The more boxes you tick, the more information you're going to get when there's a contract being let in that space. And that's really important for our companies, who many of them have never been doing business with government.
Government officials say there are big opportunities.
That has really opened up the doors to the companies, taking this opportunity seriously and working toward those designations greater than they have before.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
This brings us to our question of the day. Do you go out of your way to buy Canadian products? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. CTV weather specialist Rita Ismail joins us now from the Weather Center tonight. Good evening, Rita.
Good to be with you tonight, Steph. It has been a beautiful day, but of course, a little bit on the cooler side. All that sunshine didn't quite warm us up. We've been under clear conditions as high pressure dominated the forecast right across southwestern Ontario, but we are tracking the next weather maker, and its timing could put a bit of a damper on your weekend as it pulls through on Saturday. We are expecting widespread rainfall, but we do have good news in behind it, a nice big warm up. I'll tell you all about it coming up a little later in the show. Stefanie?
The mayor of Essex says she's been cleared of complaints to the Integrity Commissioner.
I acted with integrity. I told the truth. I followed the rules. And I will always be an elected official who speaks frankly with my constituents.
Town of Essex Mayor Sherry Bondi says 2 code of conduct complaints were made over her comments on the green bin program. Earlier this year, the county faced scrutiny over costs tied to the program. Bondi says her comments and social media posts explaining why she did not vote with the majority of council was reported to the commissioner. However, she's sharing now that those complaints have been dismissed, finding no wrongdoing. The identities of the complainants are not public knowledge. Bondi says she's sharing the story in an effort to be transparent with residents.
We can't criticize, council for the reasons why they're going forward with something if you didn't vote in favor of it. But I can share, why I voted yes for a program, why I voted no for a program. And I also I really want residents to be engaged in politics. And if their political representatives don't feel like they can speak up, why would residents feel like they can come to us if we can't speak up on their behalf?
The House of Self-Racine is getting a funding boost to help more women access addiction treatment across Windsor, Essex. The province is increasing the organization's annual funding by nearly $59,000. The money will help expand outpatient services, including evening programming, grandparent support groups, and childcare for mothers attending treatment. The House of Self-Racine says the stable long-term funding also means less uncertainty about the future of the programs. The organization is still pushing for more funding to expand its live-in treatment spaces for women and families. Andrew Dowie is also announcing some provincial cash for a popular summer festival. Over on our website, find those details of the boost for Carousel of the Nations coming from Queen's Park. That's over again on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca. And more provincial funding is also headed to Chatham-Kent. The Chatham-Kent Health Alliance receiving $1 million to expand CT scan capacity. Hospital officials say the funding will help extend operating hours with the goal of cutting down wait times. Now get ready for a very big weekend in LaSalle. The Strawberry Festival is back next month and tickets are now on sale. The 4-day festival returns to the Vollmer Complex June 11th through the 14th. Now in its 38th year, the event features a carnival, fireworks, live music, a parade, and of course plenty of local strawberries. This year's musical lineup includes Ultrasonic, Buck 20, and Amherstburg country artist Adam Butcher. A new conservation area officially opened in Amherstburg today after a local family donated 150 acres of environmentally sensitive wetlands to ensure the land remains protected for future generations. CTV's Chris Campbell joins us now from the county with more on this tonight. Chris.
Yes, Stefanie, standing among the newly created trails and protected wetlands, it's hard to believe this area was once farmland. Today, the Colavino family officially opened this new conservation area to the public, saying some places should simply remain natural for generations to come. The 150-acre Colavino Conservation Area along River Canard was donated to the Essex Region Conservation Authority in 2022. Over the past 2 years, walking trails, picnic areas, and public amenities have been added, while restoration work continues throughout the wetland.
It's one thing to hang on to land and say, you know, it's mine and no one else can trespass, but when I saw the nature that was here, the possibilities of people having access to this, it just made a lot of sense that it should be open to the public.
Loris Colavino, whose family made their wealth in construction, says he hopes exposing more young people to nature will help future generations better appreciate and protect the environment.
It means everything to them. You see how excited they are just looking at these trays of the wildlife from the reserve.
Students from Holy Cross Catholic Elementary School attended Thursday's opening, including some of Colavino's own grandchildren.
It just feels nice, and it's really cool to be here at the grand opening.
The conservation area is home to provincially significant wetlands and habitat for several species at risk, including Blanding's turtles and eastern fox snakes. IRCA officials say projects like this highlight the importance of protecting natural areas locally, especially as Conservation Authority mergers move ahead across Ontario.
It's extremely important to maintain local accountability, local transparency, and local relationship building.
I think we all have that duty. Every person on earth has that duty to protect the green places, all the wildlife, all the species at risk. We all have that duty. And I thank the Colavino family and IRCA for putting this front and center. You know, not often you can get 150 acres and do something wonderful like has been done here.
Colavino says he hopes the conservation area continues growing as a place for education, recreation, and conservation for decades to come.
I just think it's fantastic. You know, it already sets them off to a path of appreciating nature now and into the future.
IRCA officials say continued restoration work here will help protect wetlands and biodiversity while giving residents another place to connect with nature. The conservation area already includes trails, picnic areas, and a pavilion, with the Colavino family saying there are still plans for additional features in the future, including a memorial forest. Stefanie?
Can't wait to get the family out there. Thank you, Chris. Still ahead on Windsor's news leader, from noise and lights to drainage and safety concerns, the province is targeting illegal truck depots popping up on rural land.
So you can potentially embed an awful lot of spy malware across these different types of technologies.
Police drones grounded over security fears, and the concerns may not stop there.
Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
The provincial government is introducing legislation that it says will help crack down on illegal truck yards, which is apparently a big problem in Caledon. The province says it's introducing amendments that will allow municipalities to impose fines for illegal land uses, including illegal truck yards. It says the truck depots impact rural, agricultural, and residential lands that aren't zoned to accommodate significant numbers of large vehicles, creating safety hazards and leading to other issues with noise, odor, lighting, and drainage for nearby residents.
We intend to give municipalities the authority to impose administrative monetary penalties, again, or AMPs or AMPs, as people call them, on individuals or corporations who contravene zoning bylaws. So you have to follow the rules. This aligns with what we have already been doing with other bylaws in the Municipal Act, and this would save our municipal partners both time and money, reducing the time and effort that's needed to go to court.
Security concerns over police use of Chinese-made drones during highly sensitive investigations have prompted the province of Ontario to impose a ban. We wanted to know why now, and are other imports affected? CTV's Adrian Gobriel takes a deeper dive into the issue for us.
They're a vital eye in the sky being used in active police investigations across Canada.
So this drone here weighs, I don't know, like 7 pounds.
Though all drones manufactured by Chinese companies are now grounded and banned from use during highly sensitive Ontario Provincial Police operations to guard against what the province calls bad actors.
Growing concern that Chinese national intelligence laws will basically allow their government to have access to potentially use or weaponize, if you will, different types of electronics for espionage purposes.
This release by the Ontario government outlines that under current Chinese law, companies incorporated by China may be required to disclose data even if that data is stored outside of the country. This raises security concerns about Chinese-made drones, which could possibly access or store sensitive information. It's a worry that has led to similar steps being taken in both the U.S. and the UK.
So you can potentially embed an awful lot of basically spy malware across these different types of technologies, from the software itself to the hardware.
Some global security researchers believe other electronics developed and manufactured by Chinese companies should also be looked at closely.
Laptops, cell phones, tablets, these are all potential pieces of technology that are vulnerable.
While not currently deemed a risk by the federal government, there are those who believe the 49,000 Chinese-built electric vehicles destined for the Canadian market this year also need to be scrutinized.
If there's software, if there's electronics in those vehicles, which there obviously are, then those are potential security risks.
As for Chinese drones, the Ontario government says their usage will be phased out by each provincial agency and replaced in part by ones made by Canadian companies. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
An exclusive W5 investigation reveals how organized crime groups are targeting the people with access to your luggage at Canada's largest airport. As Avery Haynes reports, whistleblowers are warning that lax security around airport staff has turned Pearson into a drug smuggling hub.
When you go to the airport, you know the drill. Body scans, x-rays, and searches of your carry-on. But whistleblowers warn security needs to be tightened for the employees who have access to your bags and airplanes.
I've been stopped once in 20 years leaving, so if somebody gets a hold of something, they're gone with it.
Charles is a ramp worker at Pearson. He has a joke you might not find funny.
We say, yeah, you can walk out carrying a cruise missile and nobody even stop you.
Through court documents and police sources, we've identified a United Nations of organized crime groups operating at Pearson, using some airport workers to move drugs off planes and onto Toronto streets. Dieter Boheim is a retired police inspector who was also part of Toronto's airport intelligence unit.
People that work at the airport, there is corruption involved in getting the cocaine into Canadian borders.
The Canadian Air Transport Security Authority, CATSA, says screening employees leaving work is not part of their mandate, that screening happens at entry points. but we've identified issues there as well. We've documented at least 16 cases in the past year where corrupt employees have been able to get bags of drugs into secure areas at Pearson and then swap bag tags from innocent passengers.
What I don't understand is how they get it in.
Yan and Charlene in Winnipeg were detained at Pearson when a bag with 33 kilos of marijuana was discovered with Yan's tag attached to it.
These suitcases were huge. How would like a baggage handler get suitcases into the back? Because don't they go through security?
Yan was eventually released after showing this home surveillance video to prove the bag he checked looked nothing like the bag filled with drugs. Retired RCMP investigator Ulysses Botello worked for a unit called SIBS, the Security Intelligence Background Section. It was his job to weed out corrupt airport workers.
How big of a problem do you think corruption is at Canadian airports?
It's huge. And if we're unable to dampen that component that is facilitating organized crime, we're in big trouble.
In the last year, 6 ramp and baggage workers at Pearson have been arrested on bag tag switching charges. Avery Haynes, CTV News, Toronto.
Now, CTV News' investigative unit, W5, returns with a 1-hour special, Traffic to the Airport Conspiracy. That's happening on Saturday, May 23rd. You can watch it on Crave and live streaming on W5's official YouTube channel at 7 p.m. RCMP have arrested a Quebec man as part of a national security investigation, saying they have reasonable grounds to fear the suspect may commit terrorism offenses. A 40-year-old suspect is accused of making numerous posts on TikTok in support of the Islamic State. This suspect is scheduled to appear at a Quebec City courthouse tomorrow, and the investigation is ongoing. The RCMP say they remain committed to countering religiously motivated violent extremism. Canada's main stock index was up on strength in the energy sector. In Toronto, the TSX gained 248 points. In New York, the Dow added 276, while the Nasdaq is up 23. The Canadian dollar fell 0.17 of a cent today. On commodity markets, gold gained more than $7 an ounce, and oil is down almost $2 a barrel. Ahead in the newscast, the Professional Women's Hockey League has its champion, a first for the Walter Cup.
Tonight's weather snapshot sent in from our viewer Sonia McMahon. Thanks so much for sharing this beautiful photo of a sunset. We have more sunshine in the forecast for Friday morning, but cloud cover will increase late in the day as a low pressure system approaches just in time for the weekend, and that means we'll be under showers on Saturday and gusty winds as well as we head into Sunday. We aren't expecting clearing until late day Sunday. Next week, though, will feature a nice mix of sun and cloud and temperatures climbing into the mid-20s.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app. From moment to moment, things change.
Mayday, mayday! We need more crews at this location.
CTV News Windsor.ca is Windsor's #1 source for online news. Watch every story from wherever you are the moment it happens. Plus exclusive content and must-see viewer video. Don't miss a moment. Windsor's leading online news source, CTV News Windsor.ca.
Rita joins us again. Rita, a little deceiving outside. It is sunny and beautiful, but a little cool out there still.
For sure. Lots of sunshine, high pressure in play today, Stefanie, but the winds have been a little breezy out of the east throughout the day, anywhere between 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. So you're right, it has felt a little cooler. 18 degrees, not quite where we're supposed to be this time of year. That's 21. The record back in 1941, 32 degrees as we head into the night. Our sunset tonight, Steph, at 8:52 p.m. and there'll be plenty of it. We're under clear conditions right now, but we are tracking the next weather maker. We'll wake wake up on Friday to similar conditions for tomorrow as high pressure moves out. Low pressure will lift from the south. Now we have two systems that we are tracking, and they're going to merge and lift as we head into the weekend, and that means showers in store for your Saturday. Here's how that plays out. So again, Friday morning will be mainly sunny for us, and then cloud cover starts to increase around 4 p.m. That system lifts. It actually becomes stronger. Widespread rainfall all day on Saturday for us here, with some embedded thunderstorm activity as well. And then in behind it, we'll be dealing with some more wraparound rainfall for Sunday. Not really clearing until late day Sunday, but the good news is we do have a nice big warm up behind that system. In terms of our temperatures this evening, remaining on the mild side, 15 degrees, northwesterly winds, 15 kilometers per hour, and then a few clouds overnight, which will hold that temperature at 10 degrees overnight. Heading into your Friday morning, again, wall-to-wall sunshine first thing in the morning, but those winds will start to gust out of the east in advance of that system, 30 to 50 kilometers per hour. And as you can see, our clouds will start to also increase Friday. By late in the evening, it will be overcast conditions, gusty winds, and then that rain moving in late day Friday, overnight Saturday, and then all day for your Saturday. Your 7-day forecast is brought to you by Enercare, experts at home. So 19 degrees, that's where we're going to hover the next 2 days. Although Saturday, again, we are dealing with a lot of moisture associated with that low pressure system. Heading into Sunday, mostly cloudy conditions, 23 degrees, and then improving as we head into next week. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-20s, 25 to 27, under a nice mix of sun and clouds. So overall, not a bad forecast once we get through this weekend. Steph?
A flight to Detroit was forced to divert to Montreal overnight because of U.S. Ebola-related travel restrictions. Air France says the flight was traveling from Paris to Detroit when it was rerouted to Trudeau International Airport. The issue stemmed from American entry restrictions tied to the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. U.S. Customs and Border Protection says the passenger had recently been in East Africa and was allowed to board the flight in error. Under current U.S. rules, travelers from certain countries can only enter through Washington, D.C. Meantime, the person in Ontario is the person being tested for the Ebola virus. The patient was also recently in East Africa. There are currently no confirmed cases in Canada. The Ontario Health Minister says the person is being tested out of an abundance of caution. The Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda has resulted in at least 139 deaths and more than 600 suspected cases. The World Health Organization says a potential vaccine is at least 6 months away. Different places, different risks. That's the headline of a Stats Canada report on breast cancer. It claims too many women in rural areas or in regions with large immigrant and racialized populations are slipping through the cracks. CTV Quebec Bureau Chief Jean-Vive Beauchemin looked at the data and the recommendations.
Patricia Russell calls Brampton, Ontario, home, and she's survived breast cancer twice. 2 diagnoses 13 years apart.
It just felt like a kick in the stomach when I was diagnosed. It was a very, it was a high time in my life. And the doctor told me that you have the bad kind.
It's triple negative, an aggressive subtype. She says she received excellent care. A new study found geography tells the story when it comes to breast cancer risk, mortality, and experts say care. Statistics Canada found the incidence of breast cancer is highest in rural regions of Quebec, Ontario, and the prairies, but also in some urban centres with large immigrant and racialized populations. In contrast, fewer women face a diagnosis in large metropolitan centres like Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver, as well as in northern and remote regions.
Having access to data like this is really just so crucial for decision makers and policymakers to have a better understanding of where resources are really needed. So this really does bear out the fact that in many communities outside of the big urban centers, there is that lack of access to being able to book an easy appointment with for a mammogram.
The study also found where you live impacts the risk of dying from breast cancer differently. It's highest in rural eastern regions, lowest in large urban centers where there's better access to treatment and follow-up care. Russell is now doing well and a tireless advocate helping other women through a support group.
I'm very aware and I'm very conscious and passionate about educating, especially women in the Black community, because we tend to not take care of ourselves the way that we need to.
She's also pushing for removing as many barriers to care as possible, no matter where home is. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
Coming up on What's Up YQG, we have an exciting summer series to talk about.
Look what I found, Mel.
Johnny always finds the craziest things.
Turning now to our weekly segment, What's Up YQG, with Johnny Parks from our sister station 89X and our own Melanie Kentner, featuring tonight the launch of a new summer series. Exciting. Tell us more.
Yeah, we have another exciting summer series to talk about, Johnny. Brunch and live music doesn't get much better than that.
Winning combination, and we're so stoked to be here with Jen from Tailgate Takeout. Tell us more about the event.
Yeah, we're super excited too. This is volume 1 of the Sandwich Summer Series with 89X, and it's happening this Sunday, May 24th from 11 to 3 at the Sandwich Brewing Company patio with a live performance by Chrissy Cochran.
Am I falling in love?
And a special brunch menu.
And I hear there's going to be some other familiar faces there as well.
Yeah, Dan McDonald from 89X will be there as well, and the X team. Lots of giveaways and cool stuff going on.
And tell us about the menu.
Oh my God, I love food. I'm so excited about the menu. So they've got a sunshine burger, which is like a burger with an egg on it. They've got a fajita omelet. They've got veggie options. They've got that standard like sausage and egg breakfast. And then they've got like beer mojitos, beer margaritas, so many great options.
Ooh,
so
a beer mojito sounds delicious. And do we need reservations?
Reservations are encouraged. It is open to come, and it is a free event as well, not ticketed. So give the brewery a call if you want to make some reservations. It's filling up pretty quickly, so I would give them a call.
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. I'll get on it.
Okay, hang on, Johnny. We still have a few other events to talk about this weekend, including something with some more food.
Yeah, Northern Heat Rib Fest coming to the Riverfront Festival Plaza this weekend.
Get ready for mouth-watering, finger-licking, belly-rubbing good barbecue.
And, I mean, if you're in the appetite for some carnival food, there's something else too.
Leamington Fair's back for the 178th year.
178 years, that's amazing. And also, for the rockers out there, something at the casino.
You could tell right away that I was bad to the bone, bad to the bone.
George Thorogood and the Destroyers coming to Caesars Windsor with Marshall Tucker Band.
All right, action-packed weekend. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Johnny. And that's What's Up YQG.
Okay, thanks, guys. Now, Montreal has become the first Canadian city to see its team crowned PWHL champions after a decisive win over the Ottawa Charge. CTV Quebec Bureau Chief Geneviève Beauchemin has more on a city in celebration after the victory for Victoire.
The Victoire's captain, Marie-Philippe Poulin, hoisted the Walter Cup. That sterling silver trophy now on home soil. Tell me about holding this cup.
Oh, amazing. It's so heavy, but it's so worth it. I think all the effort of this group, it's been unbelievable. And being able to come back to Montreal and share with our fans, it's super cool.
A first win for Montreal, a first win for Canada too in PWHL history, and a victory for fans to savor.
I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been working for. And it's not just about the PWHL. It's about women playing hockey in Canada.
The Victoire clinched the championship in Game 4 over the Ottawa Charge. Abby Rock's shorthanded goal off her backhand. Now that was a thing of beauty for the highlight reel.
I just saw my chance and I figured I may as well try to score. And I'm happy I could get it done and get Pooh out of the box.
Poulin. Her team was determined to do everything possible so the world and Olympic champion would also add this piece of hardware missing from her trophy case. But she says it's the team's win and it will serve as inspiration for girls now growing up dreaming of hockey glory.
Yeah, I was that little kid back in the day where there's not many possibilities for us. There was a lot of men's hockey, but the Karen Ouellet, the Kim St-Pierre, they paved the way for all of us, and being able to do that and inspire the young generation, being part of PWHL.
And there will be a public celebration in coming days where the Victoire will show off the Walter Cup. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
Congratulations. Now coming up, Kate Otterbein joins us for Happening Now with some guns grabbed by border officials.
Yes, how many weapons were seized in less than a week at Ambassador Bridge? The answer coming up.
The biggest selling comedy and recording artist of all time, Weird Al Yankovic, is coming to Windsor July 4th. Enter online at ctvwindsor.ca for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see Weird Al Yankovic at Caesars Windsor, plus a $200 gift card.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. The Breakthrough T1D Walk is back Sunday, June the 14th. Together, we walk toward a future free from type 1 diabetes. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Kate Otterbein. Now, Kate, you have some more perspective on the business side of Buy Canadian.
That's right. Now, earlier we talked about the Buy Canadian policy. Business owners like Fred Bouzaid say they try to stock homegrown goods when possible. However, the owner of Fred's Farm Fresh says selection is falling short on this side of the border. Bouzaid says growers are producing, but cites the value of the Canadian dollar as a factor in availability.
They're progressing with their products, but like I say again, a lot of it, they go to all the Costco's and Walmarts and everything all through the United States, even into Mexico. So when they can get 40% more for the product, they're not going to sell it here in Canada.
We've got more online at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And Kate, over at the Ambassador Bridge, multiple weapons were seized.
Yes. Now, that happened between May 8th and May 13th. The Canadian Border Services Agency seized weapons in 5 incidents, including 4 prohibited guns, ammo, magazines, brass knuckles, a stun gun, pepper spray, and drugs. All residents were from the U.S. And in our social spotlight tonight, most of us associate the phrase sand sculptures with a little castle made with a small pattern bucket. And these artists take it to a whole new level.
It's not beach sand, but it's normal sand from a sandpit, and there is a little bit of clay in it, which means it dry out and get hard, rock hard, and can stand the rain. But it's much different from beach sand. You cannot make a sand sculpture in beach sand.
This is the Sand Sculpture Festival in Denmark. It is expected to draw 60,000 visitors. This year, it's all inspired by the Middle Ages. Now, the most amazing part of this, to me, is the sculptures must stay standing until October, which is insane.
Yeah, it is. Like he was just describing, it's not beach sand. It involves some clay as well. I've seen a few of these in person. Absolutely gorgeous. People don't realize how many hours and hours and hours it takes, and oftentimes multiple artists in order to make a creation like that. Absolutely gorgeous. So much talent there.
For sure, and it's unfortunate that someday it has to turn back into sand, but you know,
absolutely,
whatever.
Absolutely.
And we are always looking for your videos. If you think you have one that would be a good feature for our social spotlight, you can email it to newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text it to 10400.
Okay, thank you, Kate, and that's what's happening now.
We dressed up and went out on the red carpet, and we met Pedro Pascal.
Still ahead, the latest movie from a galaxy far, far away, taken in by a super fan from nearby. Meet the cosplayer invited to the big premiere. Rita is back again with her exclusive 7-day forecast.
Staff conditions will be quite comfortable on Friday. Get out there early in the morning, enjoy some of that sunshine, because we do have rain that will push through late day Friday into Saturday. Your 7-day forecast again brought to you by Enercare experts at home. So 19 degrees on Saturday, warming up to 23 as that low pressure system moves out, and getting even milder, warmer on Monday, 25, and then Tuesday it'll feel like summer. Under a mix of sun and cloud, and 27 degrees. We're expecting dry conditions once we get through Saturday. Next week, Monday through to Thursday. Steph?
Okay, thank you, Rita. Finally, tonight, Star Wars fans will soon have the chance to see the franchise's first theatrical release since 2019. But a Lambton County man got to see The Mandalorian and Grogu early when he was invited to the red carpet premiere. CTV's Brent Lale reports it's his attire that, in part, won him the honor.
This is the First Order Stormtrooper that I wore in the Macy's Day Parade back in 2021.
That was Star Wars cosplayer Dean McInnes, front and center.
I belong to 3 Star Wars fan clubs. I belong to the Mandalorian Mercs, the 501st, and the Rebel Legion. So with them, we do a lot of charity events. We go to children's hospitals. All the money we raise goes to the charities.
Dean has 9 official Star Wars costumes, including this Darth Vader one from The Empire Strikes Back. But it was his official fan club approved Din Djarin outfit which caught the attention of Lucasfilm. They flew him from southwestern Ontario to Hollywood to be on the red carpet for the premiere of the upcoming film, The Mandalorian and Grogu.
We dressed up and went out on the red carpet, and we met Pedro Pascal, Jon Favreau, and all the stars that were in the film. They signed our stuff, and it was so great. And then right after that, we de-kitted, and they waited for us to come into the theater. And we went into the El Capitan, and we watched the movie, and it was fantastic.
Strap in.
There's something for everybody. In this new movie that's out, we saw it. I was smiling for the first hour. I couldn't get the grin off my face sitting there watching. I couldn't believe I was there. It's a dream come true for any Star Wars fan to go there, but to be that involved and to be that present with all the actors and Disney and LFL bringing us there to do everything, it's so fantastic.
Thursday night, McInnes will make the 1-hour drive to join 15 of his fan club friends in London, Ontario for the local premiere.
I recommend people to go see it. It's an adventure from start to end, and Grogu is the star.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
On behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching. For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca, and we'll be back with your only late local newscast tonight at 11.